Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Pinball FX2. So today we do the final Marvel table. Last time we did V12, could barely go 40 minutes on it. It's just an awful table. Probably the worst table. I think it's maybe a close tie with Star Wars Episode 7, which was a pretty bad table too. But V12 is probably even worse than that. So, as far as Wolverine and Marvel go, he is probably the second most popular character. I'm saying probably a lot. And he is definitely the most pushed character and marketed character as far as the Fox X-Men movie series. Let's see what the achievements are and jump in. Hit one of the hand ninjas by jumping the ball on him on Wolverine. Okay, that's weird. And complete a successful bonding process with Wolverine. So, the hand are the ninjas that mostly fight Daredevil, as far as I understand it. And just the Ninja Turtles is a spoof of Daredevil, and that's why they fought the Foot. So, looking at the table as we load in here, which it is ridiculously long load times for this game. Ridiculously long for all the tables. So there's X23, there's somebody on the right I don't recognize. There's Sabretooth, who is, I think, related or the brother. I would guess that guy is Silver Samurai. There's a Sentinel. The pop-up bumpers are Sentinels. We've got a ramp here with a diverter that goes in a couple of different interesting directions. Dawkin? I don't know who Dawkin is. This is definitely the yellow suit Wolverine. X23 is like the female clone of Logan. Here is some kind of magnetic tube thing that I imagine is supposed to be representative of where the adamantium got infused on him. And then interesting ramp there. You're gonna have to hit that ramp sort of hard. And then there's some light up rollovers in the back. There's a spinner disc, it looks like, in the center. There's one cross shot. It looks like we may have a little bit of their standards here.
I'm the best there is at what I do. But what I do best isn't very nice.
So we want to get to about right there and release and see what happens. And I missed the skill shot.
Come on, bub. Do something.
Oops, I forgot to change the camera, so we'll have to live with that for this time. We're gonna have to start a bub count and see how many times he says that. You said it once already. So there's one story where Logan goes to Japan and learns a lot. There's a spinning magnet tape floor. I don't know if that was really... It didn't feel like it was a sandpaper spinning floor.
Catch this!
I might explain why they didn't ever really use those.
You ain't done
except for in this one table.
Not by a long shot.
Is their engine just couldn't affect
Ball lost.
the same feeling that you get on the pinball team.
Destroy.
So the Sentinel is just going to stick his foot there. Let's go ahead and change the camera angle to something I prefer.
Come on,
go shot again.
Do something.
So there's two ramps, a central lane with some interesting targets, a combination of two drop-down targets and two just regular targets.
Kickback activated.
Maybe two outlanes, loops, and a cross shot, a single target. So he's recalling memories there. which is a good thing. The chamber, it's kind of a silly toy to take up so much space.
Searching for mutants.
Catch this!
You ain't done making mistakes, bub.
Question
Not by a
is,
long
what else
shot.
do we want in Wolverine table? Wolverine in a lot of ways is just kind of overhyped, and it's his personality. He doesn't really have
You cannot defeat the true samurai.
that interesting of a set of powers.
Well
He
done.
doesn't really use them as much as you would think either.
Nobody kills the runt but me.
At most, you could say he has amnesia as a power, and then you'd have
It's like the
three.
saying goes, be careful what you wish for.
Brings back memories, doesn't it,
it's a
Weapon X?
spinning wheel.
Oh, wait. My mistake. No, it doesn't, does it?
So lock 1 is lit,
The lock is lit!
and wow, the ball just came out of the wall. That's certainly something you couldn't easily do in a real pinball table. So if I go up this ramp on the left, I think I'll lock the ball. Here's the snicked place where we spell that, which is, I think, just what they wrote every time his claws came out.
This is mine!
Ball 1 locked.
Foul! Locked!
Running protocol. Destroy.
It's a pretty stereotypical Japanese impression
Your
we're getting
fancy
there.
claws can't cut, but they can't hit.
So the thing about X23 is she only has 2 claws
You
instead
ain't
of
done
3,
making mistakes, bub.
and I believe
Not
she
by a long
has
shot.
Searching
foot
for
claws
mutants.
too.
cannot
It's
defeat the
another
true samurai.
perfect example of if they had just left Wolverine to kind of wither on the vine, and instead of promoting more, they could have created better thought out superheroes in the next generation. But I don't think the Marvel comic book fans or
like the saying
comic
goes,
book fans in general
What you wish for.
really want that. I think they've consistently, even though the fans have changed, they've all consistently said
Targeting
they don't
system
want
locked.
change, even to their own detriment. And so they don't embrace new characters. You would think if the industry was healthy in comic books, which it most certainly isn't,
Running protocol search. Commence termination.
right when they announced a new character, it would be an amazing event. People would be super excited, and they would want to see all the new potential stories, and they would just be really happy about all that
Destroy.
idea. And they really aren't. It's either met with general malaise or downright fury. In comparison, we have the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them books that are
For mutants.
expanding the Harry Potter universe, but aren't going to involve Harry Potter.
The opponent, Gunji.
I don't hear a lot of people saying, well, I only like the Harry Potter books and I'm not interested in this new thing. Maybe there are people almost certainly that aren't interested, but I don't hear them screaming, and
Ball
I don't
lost. Uncanny.
hear this
Game over, bub.
fury because they're doing different stories. Although I guess maybe a lot of that has to do with the fact that people are probably more fans of J.K. Rowling than Harry Potter. So hit the targets to get to the spinning disc. Advance the calendar of days to the next annual fight by spinning the disc. They fight each other every year, which represents after the fight begins, hit the drop targets above the discs, which represents 6 saber-tooth stamina. The main trick is getting to these drop targets. First ball must land in one of these saucers, after which the hidden ramp will pop up from the playfield. Okay. So there's a hidden ramp we're gonna have to use if we can ever start that mode. Silver Samurai. I was right about the name. Not really surprised there. I wouldn't be surprised if Silver Samurai hasn't shown up in 20 years as far as Wolverine comics. During multiple collect jackpots. Sentinels. Each bumper brings the Sentinel attack a little bit closer. Hitting the U-shaped reverse scoop will get the ball to the left plunger. Where are these reverse scoops? I didn't see those. Oh, it's little ninjas pop up and you fight them. Interesting. That was the achievement. On the last page is the wizard mode of the table. It will be started as the very last main game mode after completing the other ones. So there's only three, there's four of them. Sabretooth, Silver Samurai, Sentinel, and the Hand, and then the last page. It's interesting, they're talking about the missions here before they talk about more basic things. Like Adamantium Ball goes up that way. Rage Frenzy, Rage Meter. Fastball Special can be activated on certain ramps. Amnesia. Hitting up a saucer causes a couple times the spinning disc on the Sabretooth will be replaced with the different recalls. When the ball goes into it, the spinning disc on it, stop it at recall randomly, so you have no control on it for it. The awards, the different awards like the lock is lit. Regeneration spell heal with the lamps in the in and outer lanes to probably get kickback or ball saver or something like that. And then orbit combo and then claw save. That's that. And then extra balls. One extra ball can be gotten, it seems. Well, that was a weird way to explain the table.
Running protocol.
Didn't really do as good of a job explaining the table as
I'm the
most
best
of the
there is
others.
at what I do. But what I do best isn't very nice.
Running protocol. Searching for mutants.
I can't really make a complaint about X-23 being in the slightly revealing clothing in this, because if I have to make that complaint, I can only make it against Marvel, because that's probably exactly how they draw her in the comics. Unlike on V12, where there was a unrecognizable girl showing her behind in leather pants, X-23 is recognizable, and that's not unrealistic an outfit for it.
You ain't done making mistakes, bub. Not by a long shot.
Both of the characters, however, are kind of just
Your fancy
in the
claws
game
can't cut what they
for
can't
no reason
hit.
on the table as like references. And they're trying to go with a Wolverine-only characters. So Dr. Xavier, Professor X.
Catch this!
I don't think his name
You ain't
is
done
ever
making
called Dr.
mistakes, bub.
Xavier.
Not by a
Professor
long
X
shot.
isn't here. Jean Grey isn't here
The
because he
opponent got you.
certainly had a friendship with Jean
Well
Grey if
done.
he didn't date her for a while. I think he may have had something with Rogue at some point. Some of the cartoons that had Wolverine
Running protocols.
put him as a lot younger than he really is. So he felt like one of the guys in some of the cartoons when really he's really old.
Ready, Colossus? It's time for the old fastball all special.
And he's mentioning Colossus. Colossus isn't even on the table. My only cross shot is really difficult one up at the top on the right. 33 days until our next annual fight. Oh boy.
Nice shot.
So I don't know if I succeeded there or failed. Or just did exceptionally.
You ain't just making mistakes, bub. Not by a long shot.
This is one of those excuse me. This is one of those tables where
Target confirmed.
you're
Targeting system locked.
gonna hit the same thing a lot, so that's gonna make for either easy millions or just a kind of slow game that doesn't progress depending on what the actual things you hit
Target
in
located.
that order. It's kind of a simplistic table.
Commence termination.
At risk of invoking V12, which did have an under the table mini field that was pretty pointless and took up a lot of space, there's room here for an under the table play field again, or some kind of mini play field somewhere. I think the chamber on the left there is not as useful as you'd want. I'd really like to see some kind of reference to him slashing with his claws through like a wall or something. Obviously it couldn't be a person, or because you know that people are family friendly.
Happy birthday, Runt! Hiya, bub.
So
Ball lost.
You never change, do you? Always talking
Running
bigger than you
protocol.
are.
I may
Destroy.
be down, but I ain't out. And I'm still the best at what I do.
that's pretty nasty to attack your brother on his birthday every year. But I guess he leaves him alone the other 364 days out of the year. And it may just be a tradition thing.
Ball lost.
Running protocols.
The
Destroy.
Sentinel setup here for the skill shot is
Skill
not
shot.
something that's helpful. It slows down the gameplay. Why not just have the right one flashing instead of showing that 3D animation? We've seen a lot of that on these tables. 3D models wandering around, doing things, distracting the player from the actual pinball game, taking up time, having us do things that are totally not pinball. A lot. This table doesn't completely divert
Running
from that.
protocols. Searching for mutants.
Catch this.
As far as the
You ain't done making mistakes, bub. Not by a long shot.
as far as
Ball lost.
Wolverine stories, there's
Terrific.
not
Game over,
a
bub.
ton of them that you can be told, and that's why a lot of the movies are just
I'm the
very
best there is at what I do. But
vaguely
what I do best
reference
isn't
to
very nice.
Skill shot.
certain Wolverine stories. The Old Man Logan stuff, I mean, I don't know what really happens there. The death of Wolverine happened a really long time ago. And so now they're killing him again. And killing him is about the only major thing they can do to Wolverine, and as long as there's one cell somewhere or some magic or something that brings him back to life, he'll just come back.
Searching for mutants.
But being that he most of the time has no memory, and he doesn't really have any backstory or connections. Like, he loved somebody in the past when he was in the Japan story, but that didn't really work out forever either, because he practically lives forever. The actor that's played Wolverine has gotten so old that he can't even represent an unaging character now. So they'll probably, Fox will just start the whole Wolverine movie series all over again.
Resistance is futile, mutant.
That would be my guess as to what they're
Nice
doing.
shot.
He's kind of an angry, rageous person, so he's not even that fun to be around as far as a character. He really is overhyped as a character. When you think like Spider-Man is funny and he has more enemies and he has more stories like these things. I can't think of anything. They put Wolverine in tons of stuff, but he kind of just stands in the background. And even in the X-Men movies, he is just kind of the muscle. That's all he is. He's the guy that starts the fights and most of the time wins the fights. In most of the X-Men movies, he's the guy that just gets magnetized by Magneto and then can't even do that much because they were focusing more on Cyclops' abilities. There is, for a while there, maybe some potential competition between Cyclops and Wolverine as to different ways to run the school and such, but I don't even think Wolverine cares that much.
I hate the movies. It's like the saying goes, be careful what you wish for.
Running protocols. Searching for mutants.
So trying to get the ball locked or the reward to happen. And come on, lock that ball. I kind of like the fact that the diverter half the time drops the ball into the pop-up bumpers, because that's something the tables have been ignoring a lot of. They just haven't had a good orientation of the pop-up bumpers, nor have they had good ways to get into the pop-up bumpers.
Skill shot!
Nobody kills the runt but me.
Without having memory, Wolverine can never be certain of his motivations or personality or anything.
There's a time for scrapping and a time for being sneaky. Either way, Wolverine's the best there is.
This is the hand. Apparently I was supposed to kick that while the hand was above it and potentially
They were good.
get it to the ball. I guess that's what that achievement meant.
There's a time for scrapping and a time for being sneaky. Either way, Wolverine's the best
I hit the
there
wrong
is.
button, obviously.
Running protocols. Searching for mutants.
Kickback activated.
Quad sum eris. I am what you will be.
Hurry up. They were good. I'm the best.
So we'll try that again if we can.
Catch this! You ain't done making mistakes, bub. Not by a long shot.
So we're doing pretty good here.
Running protocols. Searching for mutants.
See, I don't know what you can do with Wolverine. I think you just need to pull back on him. I think you just need to say, look, we've done a lot of Wolverine tales. We don't really have anything new we can say, or that the editors will let us say with the character, or do with the character. So, let's just put him on the back burner like DC Comics did with the Joker after Heath Ledger died. Just let him kind of mature like a fine wine.
Mistakes, not by a long shot. The lock is lit. Ball lost.
Notice I got a kickback there, and it didn't matter one bit. That should not happen.
Target confirmed. Targeting system locked.
By the way, DC Comics changed their logo again. I just realized. They changed it. They seem to change it pretty often nowadays, but they had changed it to a DC where it looked like it was folded in itself, like you were peeling a sticker off of DC. And now they've gone to a full circular logo as they're rebooting for their new reboot. What is it called? Rebirth, I think? Is now their newest reboot. I got in on the new 52, and now barely 5 years at most, they've undone and rebooted all of it again. That's the DC. Marvel's not quite as bad about that, but they're starting to get as bad. If the Marvel Cinematic Universe of Disney could make Wolverine movies instead of Fox, I'm not sure exactly what they would do with them. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't do much of anything, actually, because they've already put their bets on the Inhumans. So, if he's going to show up, it's going to be a very limited
what I do. But what I do
force.
best isn't very nice.
I think I heard, and all my knowledge of Marvel, a lot of it is just stuff I heard from somebody else. I think they've already killed the vast majority of mutants. So if the X-Men and mutants did show up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if those contracts could be negotiated, you're gonna see probably just Magneto and a few others as far as bad guys and the very basic X-Men. So Cyclops, Jean Grey, Rogue, possibly not Nightcrawler. Wolverine would play a part. I don't know if he'd play a huge part. He may simply just show up and say a few lines and then disappear. I don't even think that they particularly need
well done.
A character like Wolverine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What we should probably suspect is if it ever happened, what would happen is Thanos would attack Earth with the Infinity Gauntlet, trying to kill everybody. And every single character they can get will just be in this really quick pan. So you'll see all these superheroes, they'll show up for half a second on screen, and then they'll try to fight Thanos and ultimately
You ain't
fail.
done making mistakes, bub. Not by a long shot. The lock is lit.
X-Men again is kind of more, it does have an alien element to it, so
This is mine.
you could do something like that.
Locked.
Running protocol.
But
Destroy.
when we think about like X-Men Apocalypse and how bad that movie was received, I don't think the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if they could do the X-Men characters, would.
I hate them.
I think they.
like the saying
I think
goes,
the fact that,
be careful what you
spoiler alert, they had Scarlet Witch and the Speedster.
Brings back memories, doesn't it,
Silver Bullet or
Weapon X?
something.
Oh, wait, my mistake. No, it doesn't, does it?
There was a speedster in the Scarlet Witch that are the kids of Magneto. They showed up at Age of Ultron, and here's the spoiler. I think they both kind of died at the end of it. Claw save is different than shoot again. Why do we need two different saves? That's pointless.
Nobody kills the runt but me.
Just trying to keep the game in play.
Ball lost.
And we've been playing 30 minutes.
Good work. Game over, bub.
Maybe I'm dying a little bit more than I normally like, but
I'm the best there is at what I
that's
do.
about as much
But
as
what
I
I do
can
best
complain here.
isn't very nice.
He doesn't say Bob that much, actually. They were very
There's a time for
wise.
scrapping and a time for being sneaky.
There we go. So you have to hit the trigger
Wolverine's the best
and
there
hit it
is.
from the top. And that's how you get an achievement.
Running protocols. Searching for
But the
mutants.
other achievements certainly I'll never get.
Catch this!
I'd have to do
You
all
ain't
the
done making
missions.
mistakes, bub. Not by a long shot.
Cross shot is going to be close to impossible to do.
You are an unworthy opponent, Gaijin.
If they took like 3 of the mutants' abilities,
Searching for mutants.
of 3 random mutants, combine them into one character, you have a decent superhero. But the X-Men
Quad soon Ares.
pretty much
I
only
am
have
what you will be.
one ability, although they did start to have secondary mutations at some point, where they all had second abilities.
Nice shot.
Even
Cannot defeat the true
Wolverine
samurai.
proves this,
Well
because
done.
Wolverine has just a healing factor and bones, and he had to be
Nobody
modified
kills the runt
to
but me.
get the adamantium over his bones. So
Kickback
if he had
activated.
healing and some kind of psychic ability, whether telekinesis or reading minds, something mental, and some kind of transport ability, like
Your
flying
fancy
or
claws can't
jumping
cut, but they
really
can't
far
hit.
or teleporting, then you have a decent move that's together. Even when you look at like the Flash, there's a character that technically just runs really fast. He also has several things he can do while he's running very fast, so he can make lightning and he can think really
Lock
fast
is lit.
while things are happening. And let's see, he can make duplicates of himself according to the TV series. What is this? This is a different mode. Shoot through the Weapon X tank. Is this a regen opportunity? Do I have 3 seconds to do this or I'm gonna lose?
Hurry up.
He said hurry up after like 1 second.
Time is up.
Yep, see? Flippers stop
Ball
working.
lost.
Running protocols. Destroy.
That's a slightly interesting way to go about it.
Target confirmed.
It
Target
kind
system
of
locked.
is a new thing. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess it's fine. It lets you continue playing, and since it lets you continue playing, I can't say it's a bad thing.
Target located. Prime command protocol search. Commence termination.
Again, Pinball FX needs just a practice mode more than anything else. If there was a practice mode where you could just have an infinite number of balls, and it just kept on going.
Ball lost.
That would be the ultimate change. Because you could just start to ignore all the losing you would normally be doing.
This is mine. Ball
That's
locked.
ball unlocked again.
Destroy.
It doesn't feel like a table where you could get too much. It's difficult to get the multiplayer. Kind of easy to start some missions, right? A little too easy to lose the ball down the gutter.
I hate the memories. It's like the saying goes, be careful what you wish for.
The Weapon X
You're the opponent, Ganji.
project, like, is what also created Deadpool and several other characters. And so for a while there, he was working for the military.
Protocols. Searching for mutants.
So he doesn't usually even
Well
know if
done.
he volunteered to undergo the adamantium edition or whether he was forced into it.
You ain't done making mistakes, bub. Not by a long shot.
None of the other characters besides Wolverine and Deadpool really
Protocols. Searching for mutants.
play any major part in any of the stories.
You cannot defeat the true samurai.
Quad soon ends. I am what you
There
will
we go, save the Steve.
You better kill me now, or you won't have a second chance. Kickback activated.
So this is where the jump would hit. And so I'm trying to, I'd have to hit like the sink target. And I've got a minute to do it.
Yes!
And now the jump target is up. So now I need to go up the center lane. There we go.
Nice one, runt.
But I'm still losing in this boxing match. I got 28 seconds to go.
That's it! Good.
Up the center lane. Wow, I got 3 of them. So we're tied. So I've got 10 seconds here.
Hurry up.
10 seconds to either hit one sink target or the other. Yeah, that's not something I'm going to be
It
able
was too easy.
to succeed at.
But I ain't out. And I'm still the best at what I do.
And so that
There's
means
a time for scrapping and a
we
time for
haven't.
being. Either way, Wolverine's the best there is.
That means we haven't actually defeated the Sabertooth
Great.
level. And so that means we won't ever actually defeat the
They were
Sabertooth
good.
level.
I'm the
So
best.
this is just one more of those tables where we're never going to get to the final
Searching for mutants.
wizard mode. We've yet to see a table that felt like we could do it. Maybe, I think there was one. Maybe El Dorado felt possible. Maybe Tesla. That'd be Excalibur if I put enough time in. I kind of question it was Excalibur. So I'm hitting this flippers back and forth to toggle which lights it's supposed to light up. I'm seeing if that works. I don't know if it really does, but it seems like it's something to do. Even if they had like a practice, like tutorial table, where you played everything and succeeded perfectly, might not be a terrible idea.
Back to arms. In pieces.
Why not have a tutorial mode where the ball starts specifically on a flipper and it's telling you to shoot this one thing on this simulated virtual table and see if you can do it. It would be awful if it locked you into playing a tutorial table first, but it wouldn't be terrible to have.
Nobody kills the runt but me.
Just to understand the names of things, to understand what you're supposed to do.
That's it!
Resistance is futile, mutant. Resistance is futile, mutant.
Yes! That's it!
Resistance is futile, mutant.
So we're doing rather well, but I still need to hit him 2 more times on the combo. And the only ramp I can hit right now is the one on the upper left, which means I need the ball to be on the right, which is difficult to keep the ball on the right side.
Time is up.
And I ran out of
Adamantium,
time.
the strongest metal known.
We get the adamantium ball, which is a quick multi-ball. Okay. Quick multi-ball. I've been calling it multiplayer sometimes, haven't I? I just did. What am I supposed to be shooting right now, though? Seems just like the sinker target. There goes a multi-ball.
I hate the memories. It's like the saying goes, be careful what you wish for.
Brings back
Honestly, I don't feel like Wolverine acts like a person
My mistake.
who's
No, it doesn't.
has amnesia, because he, unlike most people with amnesia, doesn't actually
Ready, Colossus? It's time for the old fastball special.
doesn't pretend or fake it or isn't unaware of it. Somebody who complains about having amnesia probably is just very forgetful and actually doesn't have amnesia. There's this floating letter up there when it comes out of the back of the ball. I don't know what the deal with that is. I'm trying to hit it, but I don't think the ball wants to.
Nice shot.
The music's not too bad in this table. This is actually one of the most subtle musical scores I've
Unworthy
played.
opponent, Gaijin. Extra ball lit. Catch this. You ain't done making mistakes, bub. Not by a long shot.
39 million.
Game over, bub.
So we're 44 minutes in now. And we got up to 39 million. That's not
Running protocol.
certainly nothing
I'm
to
the
shake a
best there
stick
is at
at.
what I do. But
Or
what I
shake a
do
claw
best
at.
isn't very nice.
Who's the guy in the lower left-hand corner? I don't even know.
Running protocols. Searching for mutants.
I just have this feeling that fans of Wolverine could go on and on about Wolverine's story and characters and such, and I don't feel the fan service in this. I feel it's like very surface layer because I'm not a fan
Well
of
done.
Wolverine. Probably haven't read a single comic of Wolverine's ever, even an X-Men comic, so like, but still I can tell you who X-23 is. I don't know who the guy on the right is, so I'm running about 50-50. I know who all the bad guys are, at least in general. So I think they could have dug deeper and had more characters show up. But they didn't. They went very surface level.
I hate them.
And if they're trying to promote
the
the
saying
movies,
goes,
which I don't know why Marvel
careful what you
would
wish for.
bother to, why is he in the yellow blue instead
Searching
of
for mutants.
the black leather that they do in the movie? The fact that they still try to do yellow and blue at all is ridiculous. It's not realistic enough. I don't even think in modern comics he wears an outfit that's anywhere close to that.
Catch this.
Nobody
You ain't
kills
gonna
the
make
runt
mistakes,
but
bub.
me.
Not by a long shot.
And every time he sends his claws out, by the way, it still hurts him, so I don't know why he would ever retract his claws. I just always have it out and say, nope, I'm not gonna cause myself pain.
Running protocols. Searching for mutants.
And of course, then there's a great argument you can make is, why aren't more people working with Wolverine and studying him to figure out if he can heal
You
and
ain't done
cure
making
other
mistakes, bub.
diseases?
Not by a long
Or
shot.
at the very least make vaccines to other diseases. Why is he out fighting bad guys? There's a lot more you could do if you never got sick or got injured.
You ain't done making mistakes, bub. Not by a
Quad
long
soon
shot.
ends. I am what you will be.
Even if he was like a nuclear waste cleanup technician, that would probably work really well for him.
Targeting system locked.
Ironically, there's probably a ton of jobs somebody who always heals for him could get that would pay a lot and have him do incredibly dangerous things.
Prime command protocol search. Commence termination.
Here we are fighting the Sentinel again.
Your fancy claws can cut, but they can't hit.
Again, the upper playfield here is too empty. I wouldn't say that if they just moved everything a little bit closer to the top of the lower playfield, right where his head is, if they just moved everything a little bit closer to everything, you wouldn't have all these long shots of they're not incredibly difficult by Pinball FX standard shots, but they're too long. There's way too much room for mistake simply because the ramps have far away.
Nice shot.
Resistance is futile, mutant.
I don't think I'd ever be able to do this thing in the
Hurry up.
okay. I don't think I have enough time now to do it.
Time is up.
Yep. Better just to focus on keeping the ball in play. I've probably seen everything here, but the table's fine. I think they could have done more. For as much as they push Wolverine, there's, I feel like, more. Alright, now, if I can just get up here, the ball returns to play. Really? One revolution away.
You are an unworthy opponent, Gaijin.
Just keep everything in play. Now save the 2 strikes. So now we need the drop down targets. The sink in targets. Not the drop down targets, the sink in targets to it. So that one, and then when the ramp comes up, it actually moves the ball in a different way when it comes back down, which that sucks. Come on, just shoot straight up the center lane. Come on, give me a center lane shot. There we go.
Oh, nice one, Runt.
To get that up again. Another center lane shot, please. Oh,
Ball lost.
Running protocols.
You never change, do you? Always talking bigger than you are.
and when I lost the ball, I
But I
succeeded.
ain't out. And I'm still the best at what I do.
So I can't. I'd have to start that all over again. Sounds like a sound effect might have gotten stuck here, too. So we probably are gonna have to hit
Ball lost.
Running protocols.
that sound effect before it resets.
Skill shot. You cannot defeat the true samurai.
Running protocols. Searching for mutants.
I hate the memories. It's like the saying goes, be careful what you wish for.
So that just doubled the spinning sound effect. Hopefully we can. When it stops.
Brings
here.
back memories, doesn't it, Weapon
Yeah,
X?
stop.
Oh, wait. My mistake. No, it doesn't, does it?
Nope, it doesn't stop that sound effect.
This is mine. Ball locked.
Running protocols.
So we found yet another bug. We've seen some lagginess, we've seen some slowdowns, we've seen the ball get stuck once, which surprising it didn't get stuck more than once, but after potentially 60 hours of gameplay here.
Well done.
And then you're in this weird position, because it has been 60 hours, of do you look at something like this as a full release of a AAA game? It's probably been 60 hours. It's probably been about $60 to buy all these tables. Do individual tables add something to other tables? Not really. So I don't think it's particularly super fair to evaluate the whole game.
Nobody
as a
kills
whole.
the Runt but me.
And if I do have to make that decision, then you probably could already guess that my decision would be don't play Pinball FX2, except to evaluate all the tables as a whole, because
Ball lost.
about half of them are bad,
Game over, bub.
and the other half are not good enough to compensate for that. Fortunately, since it's DLC and separated, you could probably end up only spending $10 or so on the tables you really want and have a much better experience, particularly if you've been watching the series and you've seen the tables you want versus the tables you don't want. So our high score here on Wolverine was 39 million. That adds to our other high score. That leaves us with about 30 million to get on our final table. If we could get 30 million, we'll get to our goal of 2,250,000,000. Our super score is 2,622, and our super score then gets multiplied by the 60 tables we've played, and that gives us a wizard score of 133,320, which I think is quite respectable. Now remember, your super score adds with your friend's super score, so if to make your pinball wizard score. So if your friends had a high super score too, you could get a better pinball wizard score, but that seems very ridiculous. Complete a successful bonding process. I don't think we'd ever do that. So what was the leaderboards here? We have 7 billion, 3 billion, 3 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion, 800 million, 800 million, and then 490 million. So this huge gap here tells me that probably everybody here cheated, if I was to guess. And we see the same people over and over again putting websites in their name. They're cheating to promote their own websites, so don't go to that website because it's probably full of viruses and spyware. If they're willing to cheat one way, they'll cheat another. My high score in comparison was 40 million roughly. If 20 times that would have been 80 million, 800 million would be 20 times that. So 800 million kind of makes sense here. You might even want to believe that. But then the question becomes, why is the next best score barely 5 million? Are there so few people that have played Wolverine's table? That's a question. It makes me then wonder if maybe instead of multiplying it by 20 million, the proper thing to do would have been to multiply my high scores by 10 million, and that would have been a more realistic times. So playing 10 times better than what I've played in an hour. Yeah, that kind of makes more sense, and it certainly makes me feel better about not getting very high scores if I say, well, I'm still a tenth as good as the best players in the world that don't cheat. That sounds a lot better than the saying I'm 1/20th as good as the best players in the world. As for this table, they expected you to only get 5 million anyways, so you're compared to their expectations, I'm still 8 times better than that. The super score doesn't change, it's a bunch of cheaters. And let's see, I believe my super score is in the 2000s, isn't it? Yeah, isn't that what I just said? So nowhere close to that. Maybe so that's, but obviously some of these people made up these numbers. And then the Pinball Wizard scores are affected by the super score cheating, so those don't matter either. And again, no friends, so I can't do challenge or Pinball King. So oddly, if we can just talk here for a second, I said practically after the Avengers table that the rest of these tables needed to be pretty good to even hit a 50-50 ratio of good to bad tables, because I didn't like the Avengers, I didn't like Civil War, I didn't like Captain America, I didn't like Deadpool, I didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't like Venom, I didn't like Age of Ultron, and I didn't like Ant-Man. So going into Fear itself, I had only really liked Fantastic Four and Doctor Strange, and that was it. 2 tables, and barely liked them at all. Then we got into Fear itself, and Fear itself is good, and then I liked Infinity Gauntlet, and Hulk was okay, Thor was okay, Moon Knight was okay. Moon Knight kind of suffered because I don't know the character Moon Knight. Ghost Rider was very interesting, completely different style of game, very good. X-Men, pretty good, alright. Blade, amazingly good. Blade could easily be one of the best tables in the whole pack. And then Iron Man, pretty dull. Spider-Man, I think Spider-Man was alright. It did justice to Spider-Man. And in the same way, I think Wolverine was alright and did justice. So, at the end of the day, the Marvel tables are good. Now, I have to assume, because there are several Marvel DLC things, I have to assume that the collection that gave me all of these older tables that have characters that aren't really in the cinematic universe were the older tables that were designed. And it seems pretty consistent that when they started moving into the new licenses, things like Avengers, Civil War, Doctor Strange is kind of an older table too. Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, and all of those tables seem like they are newer and specifically made to promote the cinematic universe, and they are a lot worse. So it feels like the people in charge of making Zen tables may have changed, or they changed how they made tables, because the newer ones, the obviously newer ones, seem worse. We have one more table to cover. It is the final non-licensed table for Sorcerer's Lair, and then whenever I get around to purchasing these other collections, I'll have some addendum videos, but don't expect those anytime soon. Comparing the Star Wars to the Marvel tables is an interesting question. I think it almost comes down to your personal choice. Do you love Star Wars more than you love Marvel? Then probably get the Star Wars tables. You'll have less in general good tables because of the collection, but you also have less in general the bad tables, and you'll be playing what you want. If you didn't care about either and you wanted good tables, I think you probably could save money by getting the Marvel collection over the Star Wars collection. But in that thought, you probably could get everything on sale pretty cheaply anyways, just to play once. And that's kind of the weirdness about this, is even if I hate a table, I probably paid only 50 cents for it. So that's no more than what I would have played if it was a real pinball table in a real arcade somewhere. So can I be that mad about it? Not really, but it does kind of suck. I would like more bang for my buck than that, or my half buck in this example. Anywho, that's it for this recording. We've only got one more to do and then we're done for a while. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.